What's up, everybody? Tiffany Outdoors here. Going to continue on training Bailey with the mounted archery. Taking everything out there that I'll need. My bow, my arrows, the target, and a little mini step stool to help me get up on her. My knees aren't as flexible as they used to be. But anyway, we're gonna continue this training and it's gonna be fun. We're gonna move on up to the next step. Okay, so I've got my horse. I'm going to lunge her just a little bit just to make sure she doesn't have a whole lot of excess nervous energy of any sort, just to get her in a working frame of mind. So I'm going to try and make a lot of my turns for her to turn like in this area so you can see what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so had a chance to lunge her, work out all the kinks and bucks, and get her in a nice working frame of mind. And again, her lead rope is right here. She's standing here on her own, resting next to me. So I'm going to let her catch her breath, and then I'm going to reintroduce her to the bow and the quiver again. We're going to take our time with this. There's no rush, no need to hurry, so we're just going to take our time, reintroduce it to her, shake it all around her. I'm going to shoot some arrows from the ground, and if she's still okay with that, then I'm going to get on her back and shoot from her back at a standstill. Okay, she was perfectly fine with that. So before I touch her with it, I wave it around the air, and then we'll touch her with it. Face, string on her, on both sides. Her legs, and her belly, back legs, tap her hoofs, go to the other side, do the same thing, back up, back up, back up. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, she did really good with that. So next I want to take the quiver and shake it up. Put the arrows in it, and then I'm going to go and touch her with it. Alright, back up. I'm going to go ahead and get the ladder out, mount up on her, and walk her around a little bit, and then I'll shoot off a few arrows at a standstill. I want to put the target in the middle here. So, and I need to find a way to hang my bow up on her, on the saddle. But anyway, I want to cinch the saddle up and mount up. And in case you're wondering what kind of bow I'm using the Razorback Junior by PSE. And it's 48 inches and it's got a 14-pound pull. So with its light pull and small size, I think it's the perfect bow to start off with horseback archery. Just waving the bow around so she can see it. Alright, now it's time to draw and shoot. She's doing so well, I'm going to do it at a walk. Y'all, I couldn't be more prouder of her. She's done so well with this training. And it does help that she is pretty calm, not too extremely excitable about things. So it did make this a little bit easier for me. Although I must say it has been about 4 years since I've ridden her. So I've ridden her more in the last week than I have in the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So she's done very well. I'm going to shoot another quiver full of arrows at a walk, and then I'm going to stop right there. Yeah, somebody's walking over there. So today's lesson, I learned that I need to take a small step backwards with Bailey on this. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because it just lets me know that I may have rushed things a little too much, which I do have a tendency to do. So it's okay to take a step backwards when you're doing something like this, because you don't want your horse to be afraid of you. You want your horse to trust you and to trust that nothing bad is going to happen to them. You got to remember that they are prey animals, which means they are food for something else. So something out of the ordinary is probably going to be scary to them until we show them that it's not. So in training your horse, if you have to take a step back, just look at that as an opportunity to further your horse's training and make them more experienced. That way they don't freak out over the tiny things, because tiny things can become big things very quickly with horses. So all that being said, today was a very good day. Alright guys, she did exceptionally well. Now she did get a little flinchy with me shooting and hitting the target when it was slightly behind her and at an angle. So I will work with her in the next episode on that. So what I'm going to do is go backwards a little bit. So what we do is we don't ride her on the saddle, get back on the ground, start back over, and try and work that flinchiness out. We don't want her flinching. I don't want her to be scared. I want this to be fun for both of us. So I have to help her work through that fear. And that's about it. She did very well very well. I'm very proud of her. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye.